So, this our Nigerian sister arrived in Ireland on St. Patrick's Day in 2008 with nothing but a student visa and a dream for a better life. But over the next decade, she would go into and put herself into a very deep life, so deep that it would take years to unravel, and land her in front of a judge, yes, in a Cork courtroom. That is the story of our Nigerian sister and her husband, how they went again to Baujuwaje, as always, as a Nigerian in diaspora. Hello everybody, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Startmom5 and also known as TMO5 Kandoko. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. And if you're still considering maybe you want to subscribe to this channel, what is holding you back? What is holding you back? Are you not enjoying the stories I've been sharing so far? These stories, it is to let you know that the life that diasporans live abroad is not an easy one, but let's dive into this story. Anyway, this is a true story of how one Nigerian lady, one of our sisters, who is also a care worker, with her husband Stanley Gidigba by her side, exploited the Irish immigration and registration system. No, they didn't buy anybody, not with violence or maybe they steal, not with theft at all, but with one forged signature on a birth certificate. And then they made 3 false passport applications. So you ask me, how did they achieve this? Her action has actually changed the fate of not just her family alone, but that of a very vulnerable Irishman who barely understood what he was getting into. At some point I was like, was he something to do with how our sister was being nice to him, or was our sister rubbing his back or something like that? But you know what, let's go back to year 2008. This our Nigerian sister arrived Ireland as a 27-year-old Nigerian who had just landed in Cork in Ireland on a student visa. But as the weeks turned into months, as a month turned to a couple of years, that visa started to feel more like a ticking clock, like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Life was hard. She was living with her husband, the biological father of her 4 children, but they had no legal pathway to stay long term. As a student, you will know this struggle. Okay, even here in the UK, as a student, you will know this struggle. And then an idea came into their head. You ask me, what is the idea? That is our Nigerian, like Nigerian people. So in July 2009, just months after giving birth to her youngest child in Ireland, she walked into the civil registration office in Cork, and firstly, our sister walked majestically and firstly declared that another man, a vulnerable Cork local, was the baby's father. A vulnerable Corkman, an Irishman who was vulnerable, was the father of our baby. Note, if you want to register a baby here in the UK, if you want the name of the father to be on the birth certificate, the man has to be physically present for them to add the father's name onto the birth certificate. So if the father is not there with you, you will not be able to add the father's name onto the birth certificate of the child. So this Irishman had no romantic relationship whatsoever with this our Nigerian sister. Remember, our Nigerian sister was married. No biological ties at all between her and this Irishman, but the Irishman signed the birth certificate form anyways. Love, would you say? Later in court, the man would say that I just wanted to please everybody. This man was just obviously doing good thing, but then Oyibo people, their life, they lie for you. Don't sleep with your 2 eyes shut. Don't sleep with your 2 eyes closed. Kuru. By the way, that one lie opened a gateway. Yes, it did open a gateway. And what kind of gateway would it be? With the child now registered as an Irish through the supposed father, she secured an Irish passport for the baby, which kind of like fast-tracked her status from a student to a full stamp 4 visa holder. This stamp allowed our Nigerian sister to work full-time in Ireland, to get every other benefits as an Irish citizen. Yes, by the year 2015, she was naturalized as an Irish citizen, and her husband also became an Irish citizen in year 2017. Wow, all thanks to that big lie. Mind you, Oyinbo no sabi keep lie. Oyinbo no sabi keep lie. Even if Oyinbo lie for you, that lie no fit last long because it will change. Guys, let me know how you feel, what you think about this story in the comment section. Are you feeling the story at all? Let's move on. I told you say Oyinbo lie no dey lie too long, but the truth eventually caught up with this our Nigerian sister. Yes, in November of 2024, she pleaded guilty to 2 offenses, and one of these offenses was, number 1, she pleaded to falsifying a birth certificate for her last child, and then the second offense was that she submitted 3 fraudulent passport applications. Yes, for UK you will go to jail for that application alone, for false application. Yes. However, on the 23rd of June 2025, she was standing before Judge Dermot Sheehan in a Cork Circuit Criminal Court, awaiting her fate if she was going to go to jail, if she was going to go to Nigeria. The judge had to decide that for her. At some point there, I was starting to feel very, very sorry for this woman. But then again, lies. The judge didn't hold back at all. The judge was furious, angry, and he called the offense, in quote, extremely serious. He said her actions undermined Ireland's birth registration and passport systems, a system that solely relies on public trust. They expect the public to be truthful as always. Yes. He warned that genuine migrants, innocent people, honest families, other Nigerians that are already there, or even that are already coming, that are still going to come, could suffer because of this type of fraud. For example, look at what the UK immigration recently did. They introduced something called the white paper. White paper means that for you to get indefinite leave to remain, it will be 15 years. No more care worker visas. Students will have to stay 18 months instead of 2 years, and they expect you to go back home. So many things have changed. If you have not read about that white paper, if you go onto Google, type white paper, you will see all the immigration changes that is taking place. Even the ones within UK now, they are now terrified. But in this case wasn't a one-dimensional case at all. Okay, it wasn't at all. The court heard about the struggles of this our Nigerian sister, her psychiatric history, her being remorseful, her role as a sole carer for her children. I don't clearly believe that, because she has a husband, and how she's quietly, contributed to the Cork community for years in the past. So the judge was being lenient. They took all of those into consideration, and this was the decision that the judge decided to hand down to her. So the judge says that 3-year prison sentence fully suspended. So meaning that she has that criminal record to her name, but she would not be going to jail. That was why I said she would not be going to jail. The conviction stands. And you say, Jesus so loves this our sister, Jesus loves her. I guess it was because of her children, because she's got a younger child and she's got 4 children in total, and being the only person caring for her family financially. So the judge was very lenient with her. So you would ask me, was justice served? In my own opinion, I don't think justice was served. You might say yes, her family stays together because she would never be able to lie again, according to some people. Others argued the sentence was too soft. I felt the sentence was too soft, especially when it has to do with citizenship fraud, which affects the entire system. Do you know how many people will have been waiting for years, waiting their turn, working their ass off, paying taxes? But one thing is certainly clear. In a country where truth is supposed to be the foundation of citizenship, one lie was almost enough to change everything. Do you agree with me? Leave your thought and opinion in the comment section, because in my own opinion, I felt that was a very lenient offense, and I don't understand why she's the only one caring. But she has a husband. Is the husband not working? With all of the British Irish citizenship, is not working. Anyway, the vulnerable Irishman did not go unpunished though. No, he also got a suspended jail term for his part in the deception, but that was it, because that was a lie. You lied. There was no need for you to have done that. You could have said no, but yes, it was given a suspended jail. It won't go to jail, but it's been recorded as a criminal case. So guys, what do you think? Should the sentence have been harsher for our Nigerian sister and the vulnerable Irishman? Should Ireland now tighten their passport controls? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you think they should do the same? So you know what, guys? I won't be surprised if in a few years they decide to tighten their passport controls. I won't be surprised if they decide to start changing things for students again, which makes it even more difficult for them to get their citizenship in the long run. Because this lady now, she involved an innocent man to get what she wanted. And for the fact that she has committed this crime, Irish immigration tentacles will forever be on her head. And in a way, I understand why this our auntie did what she did, because like I said, as a student, she will probably be working as being a student. She'll be working on a reduced hours, and I would imagine that the husband will be the one working full time. But then again, they have 4 children to look after, and the people back home in our parents back home in Nigeria, or their family back home in Nigeria, will be expecting them to give them some sort of money every month to send money down, not knowing that these your children that are in diaspora, they are even struggling as it is, because they are only allowed a certain hours. Even here in the UK, if you are a student, you are only allowed to work 20 hours a week. You can now imagine if you are here with your husband and you have 4 children, except the husband is working full time. But then again, it's going to be quite hard, because the wife will be studying full time, working part-time, husband is going to be working full-time, and then there won't be somebody there. They won't be able to give adequate care to their children. So it's a struggle. And also, I just want to let you guys know that if you're coming into this country, always come in through the visa that you know you'll be able to sustain yourself on. There's so many visas. In fact, you don't even necessarily have to come to the UK because this story happened in Ireland. But if you're going to come to any country whatsoever in Europe or in the US, please come on a visa that would mean that you are able to, is able to sustain you and your family, that you know that the citizenship part or the settlement part will be straightforward for you. I know a lot of things are changing everywhere in the world right now, but if anything you're going to do in this life, do not ask any Oyinbo person to lie for you. Okay, like I said in that story, they will only lie for the short term, but you'll be surprised at how they will flip back because their conscience will worry them. Oyinbo people know they lie. Oyinbo people know they lie. Even some of our children that we raise in diaspora, they don't lie. If you ask them anything, they will tell you the way it is. They will not put one thing together. Anyway, guys, this is the end of my video. Leave your thought and opinion in the comment section as always. If you've watched this video till now and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, share this video, do not hesitate to join my membership, and I'll catch up with you in another video. Alright, bye for now. Bye.